everybody. Yeah, we're working. Yay, we're working. Hi, everybody. Yay. I have for
That was a cool transition.
Yeah, we've only seen it once or twice because we haven't been able to play. So, hi, friends. Let me make sure I've got stream chat up and everything.
I just realized what you did for Sarah's picture.
I told you.
Yeah, that's what he said he was doing it for.
Put it together. I thought that
She's getting the cuck chair because she's not here.
Maddie has an Isadora moment.
You're hey now. A lot of our characters are based in reality, all right?
You're not wrong.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so she's got the cuck chair. Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, Sarah.
Anyways,
I'm sorry.
I'm not sorry.
He's not.
Welcome back. I know we missed out last week because we had a little schedule mishap, but we're here. Unfortunately, we don't have Sarah today. That's why she has the empty cuck chair.
The cuck chair of doom.
The cuck chair of sorrow, which I guess is just a normal cuck chair.
I feel like this one is wrath. It's got wrath to it. I don't know.
It's got wrath to it. It stood up pretty menacingly. Not gonna lie. It looks pretty upset.
Yeah, something about like the framing and just the gray.
It's power stancing.
Good lord. But we're all here. We are ready to play one. But with that note, even though she's not here on the stream to see it, we do want to say happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday,
Mom.
We know we said it in Discord, but that's why Sarah's gone, is because she's cool and gets to hang out for Mom's birthday and we don't. Not because it would be
kind of cool if we could have been there.
Not because it'd be, expensive for everybody to fly multiple times within like a 3-month period just for fun vacations.
We'll get there one day.
One
That's
day.
the goal.
One day.
Once we're all filthy rich
we'll be
one day we'll have
enough.
a compound and we'll all live together.
Yeah. What was the term we used?
I think we just
Commune? I don't know.
call it the commune, yeah.
Something like
No,
that.
there was something worse. There was something worse.
Something worse.
You guys came up with.
Something worse.
That we came up with. What did we come up with? Oh my gosh.
That worries me slightly.
It does.
I've forgotten it, and I'm really sad that I've forgotten. Because I remember.
Crimes of past us
Sam.
committed.
I don't know what like the compound was pretty nice. The commune, I can't remember. I don't know
It was something to do with polyamory.
Oh god.
I don't know. I know everybody. I know everybody called me husband
Dungeon
prime.
Daddy?
Husband prime because we were.
Prime.
Yeah. I remember that.
I remember that.
It was all horrible. Is what it was.
So Ben's gonna start a cult in Ireland. He's gonna buy a castle. We're all gonna go live with him, and he's gonna be our leader.
It's gonna be a fantastic time.
Cult activities include regular D&D.
And
regular D&D.
They will never include regular
Drinking the blood of
D&D.
innocents.
They will never include regular D&D.
Regular Pathfinder.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Pathfinder.
The game.
Pathfinder,
gives me a headache.
Starfinder.
Regular Pathfinder.
And Starfinder, yes. Regular Star, like I want to say asterisk finder.
Asterisk finder.
Because it's all the finders.
It's the Kleenex issue. Can I have a Kleenex? No, we can have a tissue.
I love that.
Gosh. Yeah, so we missed out last week, but everybody's here. So except for Sarah. So we're gonna play some, but first we're gonna do some introductions. And we're gonna start with never mind. Not gonna make the jokes on stream. We're gonna start with Maddie. Could have gotten in trouble for those jokes pre-stream.
I play Aaron, the half Strix, half elf, shadow. Oh, I already forgot what the subcategory was. Shadowbound, Magus. I'm a Magus.
You're a Magus, yeah. Oh, are you talking about the?
Yeah, I'm talking about the
subclass.
The subclass, the type.
I don't think you've ever mentioned it.
I've never mentioned it, but I was gonna tell you, and I've already forgotten. Because it's been a month. I have a fish brain.
It's been busy. I'm sorry. I tried my best. Fish brain. Next, Zach.
Hi, I'm Zach. I play Greeble, who is a Circle of the Spore druid.
Laughing Shadow. I'm so sorry.
Laughing Shadow. Nate.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Nate. I play Cypher, the human psychic.
Josh.
I'm Josh. I play Rio, the elf inventor.
And Sarah. Nope, nobody say anything.
I'm
No,
Sarah.
the chair doesn't talk. The cuck chair doesn't talk.
Chair doesn't talk.
And I'm Ben, but on top of playing everything else, I play Corrin, twin to Aaron, and Strix Oracle. Where we left off last time, as the scene fades to night here. I have notes. I swears. I'm pulling them up. Sorry. I had today's notes ready to go. Where we left off last time, we had a full day of Harvest Festival awesomeness. We were doing some actually no, we had the Festival awesomeness the day before. That was the Toast to Destiny. My games are confused. I'm sorry. What we ended up doing last time was some research into Braethalen. We essentially found out after, the Twistlings attacked the Dunscaith Harvest Festival that there has to be something going on with Braethalen, especially after, you all got whisked away to the Marble Concord, a court with Cantivore Pequen, who held you all in contempt of a contract that was breached. And I did have art of Cantivore I should have shared really fast. Give me just a second, because we had that cool new art.
Yeah, I think it's... Where was it? It was somewhere.
I'm going to add it to the art rotation if I'm quick about it. Add file.
You guys know how I can alter the brightness of that light? Because that's blinding.
What light?
Well, what light? My
The
light?
light on the game.
Yeah, like that.
Oh, I mean, I don't want it off. It's just
You
It
can
just-
just not see
just,
anymore.
just a little less bright.
I
Oh,
don't know. I think it's programmed into the system.
On or off. That's
just,
it.
Yeah, it's
There aren't any
it's-
dimmer switches in.
oh.
This character doesn't come with a dimmer. It's bright or not bright.
You guys having the light on down there? Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is. Make sure to add that. And I will show that on stream really fast. But there's our new art from Just Cried Chicken on Instagram of Cantivore Pequen. We'll show it one more time there. Which turned out awesome. Cantivore is so cool. So you guys had a meeting with Cantivore where you were essentially held responsible for breaching a contract when after the breaking of the Waystone, the seal was ruptured between Braethalen, the Fey Realm, and the Sheltered Plain. And essentially, a place called the Mistwood Masquerade was supposed to be allowed to set up in Dunscaith. And they own the land, and the village is in the way now, so they just kind of own everything that's here. However, after some very keen work with Cantivore, you guys determined that there may be something wrong with the contract. There could be some sort of loophole that they're exploiting, or just some bad language that they're kind of getting away with. I'm going to put a little bit of a light down here so we can see everybody. I'm going to glow it down just a little bit.
I can put the light back if you want.
There we go.
Let's do
That's just a little less bright.
there's starlight. Oh, it's very bright.
Boo hiss.
Torch.
Ooh, hiss.
There.
Less bright. Boo.
Little boo hiss. So the next over the next few days, because Pathfinder is awesome and we found out about cool research timelines, you guys basically spent looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 days traveling around the outside, the area outside of Dunscaith. We had Greeble and Aaron go off a couple times to look into some of the other the Fey marker stones that kind of mapped out some of the places nearby that were helping to keep the border from Braethalen secured. There was research done over at the shop where we're all just kind of hanging out in front of. Oh, there. Sorry, my windows got messed up.
Yeah,
in front of Eldra's hut.
Just finished hanging out and having dinner there, right?
Yes. You guys had split off to a few different places to do research. There was, that's why I had that up. You guys had branched out to Eldra Moonside's library. You stopped with and spoke with like Mother Kelleth for a while, who you found out Mother Kelleth is the aunt of the Loxodon druid that's with you guys. Her brother runs the druid conclave. Like she kind of got out of the conclave and came to do her own thing here in town. You ended up creating a passage back to Cantivorpiken's Marble Concord that they allowed you to go through and perform some research there on some of the manuscripts and see what you could find about just Fey dealings in general, some legal contradictions. And you guys knocked it out of the park. And so you got the Druid Stones, you talked to Mother Kelleth, you got all the library points, and you guys earned full research points, which led you to two things that were interesting. You had some Fey creature intervene with you guys, with Greeble and Aaron. A individual named Nixilith. And
That's right.
Nixilith was just sneaky little guy that was borrowing some of the words, and it was messing with the pages, was messing with the runes on the stones, and Aaron caught him literally like by the throat and slammed him into the ground. And Nixilith had a deal that they asked for a new name, and Greeble called him Shithead for some reason and said that the name was Shithead, which was really interesting. Not sure what exactly happened with that, but he agreed to it and flew off, and Greeble now has something to do with the name Shithead, but nobody really knows about that besides Aaron. And then back in town where we left off last time, you guys were sitting around, oops, I hit the wrong button on Windows. You're sitting around Eldra's place, having dinner, finishing some tea, finishing some research. And somebody stepped out, a Fey creature by the name of Vaelithar, that Eldra knew the name of. She was not very happy that that this person was there. Vaelithar offered you guys a deal. And you guys had drawn Vaelithar's interest, and they offered you a way in, basically. There are guardians at the borders to Braethalen. There are people who would not want you there. The forest, the spirits there are old and ancient, and creatures just may not want you being there, period. And from those conversations, you all were unsure of how you're going to get in. From your research, you had some ideas about how you guys could get in. However, this person offered you an exchange, like a favor. And you would at some point be called upon to perform a favor for Vaelithar if you took their passage, which would be covered. You would make your way into Braethalen without drawing any attention, and you would have passage from the majority of the denizens of Braethalen. Not to say that there aren't hostile creatures there, but he basically offered you the best way in that you've heard of so far. Nobody was really vibing with the idea until Greeble just stepped up and was like, okay, and shook his hand. And Vaelithar took off, and that's where we left, was everybody just staring agape at Greeble. I think some words were had, and since Viola is not here, I wanted to share what she sent first, because Sarah did send us a snippet of what happens with Viola. So after the initial conversations and Vaelithar walks off, and the rest of you are all just standing there stunned, having your brief conversation, there's an uneasy tension in the air for a bit, as it might kind of sink in a little bit with what happened to Greeble, or what Greeble did, as the rest of you are still trying to piece together if that necessarily means you guys are forced to take this path. You're pretty sure the agreement was you could, and if you decided to take it, then you would be beholden to a favor, but it didn't necessarily sound like just agreeing to it bound you to owing this thing a favor. But Viola will take a step forward to Greeble menacingly and kind of breathe just a bit of a sigh to calm down, Not that she's about to start screaming or anything. She's just got that. She's very tense. And she says, "You may have innocent intentions, but just like any user of the arcane, you have no sense of anyone but yourself. Despite your frankly adorable demeanor, you clearly had no qualms about speaking entirely for the rest of the party and signing us up for servitude unto the whims of some magical entity." She pauses, fuming. Then, almost as if she's saying it to herself, she says, "Maybe I was a fool to think that you people would be any different. Magic corrupts everything it touches." She rubs her wrapped wrist, the one that's wrapped up in a bandage, and then turns and walks away from the group back to town.
Rio steps behind Greeble, hand on his shoulder. It's okay, little one.
I was just trying to be helpful.
You were.
Eldra will speak up. "Again, I don't think it's a bad thing that you have this option, but I think that you should take the time to consider them carefully. There's no rush to get to Braethalen. From my understanding, and from what you found, Cantivore has the takeover on hold of Dunscaith. You have time to retrieve the bones, but after a few days pass, people may start to ask questions about whether or not they're going to get what they want. I'd say you have time. And if Cantivore can say that he has agents within Braethalen investigating, that'll buy more time, but you don't have to depart tonight. Take a couple days and consider your options."
What would you do?
I would certainly take a couple days and find another way into Braethalen, and only use that as a last resort. Viola over there. Either way,
I'm just kind of...
you can continue to stay here if you'd like. Enjoy some more tea. I know the festival still is going for a couple more days. You've been doing nothing but work during the time of the festival. At least enjoy it a little bit more.
Thank you again. I appreciate it.
Anytime, my dear. Please come see me. Anytime you need to.
Just gonna wander off back to the festival, find some food, and I'm gonna go stay with the rats tonight.
I'm gonna go next to Greeble. Hey. She's got a stern opinion on things. You didn't do wrong. Hell, I was gonna make the deal myself, and you just beat me to the punch. But she does make a decent point. We're a group. We need to make decisions as a group.
Doesn't feel like much of a group right now.
Yeah. That's the thing about groups, though. You have to have a little bit of an argument or disagreement. But the thing about the group is it welcomes those things. We have to be able to have a couple losses here and there. And it's been tense these last couple days. But we're still a group. And I'll get down on a knee and look him straight in the eye. And we're definitely still friends.
Greeble's gonna hug Rio.
Hug him back. Plus, I have something to show you.
Okay, I guess I'll go with you tonight then.
Why don't... yeah, we'll find a place. I wanted you to see this first. And we'll actually head to the Ironwood Forge.
Okay. Let me turn a light on there for you guys as well. I had all sorts of like nighttime lights, but it seemed to like wash the game area out a little bit. So, Aaron. It seems that everybody else kind of heads off, and ever the strangers in strange places, Aaron and Corin are stuck back, just kind of holding teacups, trying to process what happened, and everybody else branched off to go do their own thing.
She looks to Corin and is just basically just chewing her cheek, just really phased and kind of like, you know. And so she looks to him after like a hot minute, because I bet they're both kind of like really in their heads right now. But she makes eye contact with Corin and is like in strikes. I feel anxious because of the little one's choice. I'm afraid it'll be a harsh teacher. I start fearful for all of us.
Experience
But
usually is the hardest teacher.
let's hope it's not
No,
the worst case.
it usually is, but we shouldn't be afraid.
I don't know how you do that. You're always the fearless one. Everyone thinks that I am, but it's always you. I'm the one who I'm always this way because I am afraid of a lot of things. But you're always steady, very calm amidst no matter what chaos that we find. You're always like a rock. And I feel like I'm always being swept up and torn away from the ground. I can never find... Without you, I feel like I can never find foundation wherever we are, no matter what we're facing. That makes me very afraid.
Corin's gonna lean back a little bit on both hands and just kind of look up at the moon in the sky and the pieces of the other one. Iovis is this waxing crescent moon right now, the blue icy moon of Iovis, just a sliver of it visible. Do you know why it's so easy to be so steady?
Please, tell me.
You remember Vaelithar when it was whole, the red moon. It was always shifting. Every week would be a new moon. Vaelithar's phases were quick and angry. That was why they called it the red god of war, of hatred, of rage. It simmered and shifted. But its sister, Iovis, is calm and patient. And there were those very few times during the year when they were in sync, and people feared those nights. But do you know why it's so easy to just breathe and relax, even when it's the most challenging and the darkest? One cannot experience the warmth of light and hope until you stare into the darkness. I never fear, because the light always comes after the darkness. So, we have nothing to fear, sister. Times will be challenging, but those times were always destined for us. And we have each other. And now a few new friends to lean on as well. But in places like this, when festivals are happening, it's not time for sorrowful introspection. It's time for drinks and to listen to nice music. I think tonight we should spend it at the Golden Sheaf, back where the rooms are, and just enjoy some of the townsfolk's company. There was that one boy who seemed taken with you when we saw you first. He's been poking around every night, hoping you'll have a conversation with him. I think he's just more interested in a winged woman than who you actually are, though. But he would be entertaining for a night of conversation.
That happened?
You were...
I was completely unaware.
Yes, these subtleties of the interaction were lost on you. He complimented your wings, and you remarked that yes, you clean them daily to ensure that they're sleek and cleaned out and oiled properly. And he was just remarking on their beauty. And of course, you thought it had to do with your natural preening and cleaning that you normally do. But no, he was complimenting you.
I think we need to get back to those common lessons together.
I think so.
I think I've been slacking.
I think a night of practice over drinks will make sure that your tongue is loosened up to enough to not inhibit yourself with translation properly. You get so caught up on the translation. Okay. You just need to be free. Right. Enjoy yourself for once.
Oh, it's so difficult. You know how hard that is.
Well, I will be enjoying myself because I will be keeping an eye on you and reading a book and enjoying my evening.
Okay.
But you should talk to him and practice your common.
I will. I will do that. You always help me be brave, brother. I appreciate it. I will challenge myself.
He points back up to the moon. See, the light is already peeking through. You have that bravery. Just follow the light.
Okay. Let's go then.
All right. Corin and Aaron will head back to the tavern, the Golden Sheaf. Zip them back to town, put a little light on, and... Oop. There's Corin and Aaron. All right. Let's go back to Greeble and Rio at the Ironwood Forge. It is only... Let's see, I think I unpaused the game, so time is rolling. It's about 7:30 at night. Still fairly early. About the time that Couldrig is enjoying dinner. You know, the forge is finally winding down, but it's part of the time that you were allotted. Usually he spends a little time cleaning up his station while you were finishing, but you bugged out of there about an hour ago, Rio. And you told him you'd be back, so he's finished cleaning up his areas and is expecting you, and has a second plate of dinner out for you as you come walking in. Or Master Rio, I didn't expect you to bring a friend tonight.
Yeah, apologies. We're part of the same organization, well, group of individuals and friends that
Oh, I'm Toby here. The boy in the back that's usually tending front desk cleans up trash and like hauls stuff out for him at this time of night. Comes back in sweating. Yeah, what? Need a third plate of dinner down here, please.
No, it's okay. I don't really eat food so much, so don't worry. I'll find something. I'll be okay.
Have you been around many dwarves, son?
No.
This is my forge, and if you come in here telling me not to feed you, I'm going to tell you to shut up and get out. My mom taught me to feed people that come to my house, and this forge is my house. So you will have a plate of food. Whether you eat it or not is up to you, but don't tell me how to manage my manners. Thank you. Tovir, the plate.
Okay.
Tovir,
Not Greeble. Not Greeble.
Manage my manage.
Tovir runs off, grabs a small plate, and he looks at you, and he listened to you. This is a boy from town, and he kind of like nods at you and gives you like a little wink and puts like a couple small pieces of food on there, more as a gesture. He says, "This, Master Coldrick, don't worry, I've seen him eat before. He barely nibbles at it, so just this is plenty for him." Well, if you say so, fine. Plate for you, Mister. What was your name, son?
My name's Greeble.
Greeble, Master Greeble. Pleasure to meet you. Friend of Rio's, a friend of mine's. So Rio, what are we working on tonight?
Well, I have a request. I haven't figured out how to do it yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to create in my project a spot for this, and I'll pull out my rock, and it'll start to spin, and then turn into the light, and just pull out the orb. I want to see if I can infuse this into the invention.
Well, I mean, is it physical, like he can touch it and hold it, or just like a glowing light? He kind of reaches out cautiously and pokes it and feels it. I mean,
it feels just like a stone, but it spins.
You put that little cavity back there on the you shift the back panel out and slide it in, and you already crafted it in there. This is a bit beyond me, son. This is the part where when we talked about it at first, I would be watching you.
I parked it on the street.
I would want to know how this works.
They were.
And
I would want to see you do this. I'd be there to assist. I could quench. I could have tongs at the ready. Whatever I need to do. But at this part, artificing's your business. You're the master.
I've seen some works done. I have an idea, but maybe just a helping hand will work. But I wanted to show Greeble what I've been working on.
Oh, absolutely.
If you don't mind, if I could bring him in the back of the shop real quick.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do anything crazy.
Yeah. Sure. Let's go. Yeah.
All right. And then we'll go back into the shop, and it's just a like metal rack, and it has a blanket, like very haphazardly draped over it. Nothing crazy, and it looks humanoidish in shape, and it's about the size of you, Greeble. And Rio will go back there and just. This has been a work in progress for some time. What happened tonight kind of makes why I invented this even more relevant. Greeble, I was alone for a while. And when you don't have anyone to talk to, it gets lonely. So I kind of know what you're feeling like if the group feels like it's disappointing or disbanding or anything like that, but I can assure you we're not. I'm not going anywhere, but you see him just kind of wander off, his gaze just go into a different place altogether for a brief moment, and then he just shakes out of it. Anyways, it's been a work in progress for some time. Gathered parts here and there that I could find, and I'll just rip off the blanket, and you see a very, very thin and dainty metal little bot boy, football-like head with like glasses that are like Wall-E like binoculars. He's got little antennas for ears off the side of the football head. It's like a very thin pipe neck into this circular, almost like an oval chest cavity that has a glass piece in it, and inside is just a bunch of clockwork gears that you can see, and almost a point where he's trying to make something connect to this stone in there, but he hasn't figured it out yet. But it's like really old pipes and just random things, and thin arms, thin legs with full set of hands, and just a tiny little robot boy just dangling there unalived. Yeah, I've been working on this for some time. What do you think?
It's a metal boy.
Well, yeah, kind of.
Walks over and ting ting ting.
Hollow.
Is he sleeping?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
That's kind of weird. Like, I know a lot about nature. I've never seen a metal person before.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't know what a Yurig is?
Is that like a metal person? Because I don't see a lot of those in nature. They kind of weird me out a little.
They're not really in nature, but yeah, they're a metal person.
Huh. I don't know. It's kind of weird. You sure it's not like gonna attack or nothing, right?
Grab its arm. Ah!
Ah.
It's not gonna attack. It can't move on its own yet.
Oh.
I
It's
hope it
gonna
wouldn't
move
attack.
on its own.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just now realizing, bringing in the druid.
Yeah, Greeble's reaction is one of just like, this is unnatural. I don't know how I feel about this. This is weird, scary.
It's the walking mushroom.
Excuse
here
me,
like,
I am a
"Fuck
part
yeah,
of
Mega
nature.
Man."
Thank you. Yeah.
Coldrick will kind
Oh
of
my-
pipe in just a little bit. I mean, there's not much to be concerned about, Mr. Greeble. You see, your friend Rio's built this himself. I mean, he's in control of it. He's gonna.
That's really cool.
He's got the
Rio,
spark.
I didn't know that you could do something like that.
Yeah. Kind of.
Is he? Wait, is he just gonna be like your Zot?
Well, yeah. Think of it as a brother.
Well, yeah, true. I mean, like, well, okay. So, technically speaking, Zot is my brother. He's not like family, but I kind of created him.
Huh?
And he just, like, I created him to be a little brother.
So we did the same thing almost.
Yeah. Okay, no, I get it now. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so we gotta help your Zot become alive, right? That's what you're trying to do?
Yeah. I mean, I have an idea. I have not done it yet.
Well, if you need, like, little hands to get in there, I can help.
I mean, we can give it a shot if you want.
You just tell me where to, like, open stuff and look in, and I don't know much about this kind of thing. It's definitely not anything we ever learned back in the Druid Circle.
Oh, well, this is pretty easy. I can explain just about everything in here. It's a full working mechanism here. So just do this to his chest, and there's like a little valve that you undo, and it's like a lock. Just opens up the chest cavity, and it's like layers of gears. Now, if we mess these up, it's going to be costly, but also a lot of time went into making this work.
Okay, I won't touch anything you don't tell me to, okay? I don't want to, like, it seems like you put a lot of work into this, and I don't want to mess it up.
I don't think we'll mess it up. I just have to make something really quickly to fasten this in here, and it'll like point in the chest cavity, and it's like there's a groove that is missing, kind of like a spot for a heart, but it's just a circle for the stone. I haven't figured out how to power this with this yet.
Well, if you think of it like biological life, the heart has like valves, right? That like that the heart pumps the blood. Just a machine doesn't work on blood, does it? That'd be weird.
No, it's usually electricity or some type
okay.
of like steam or manual
energy.
effort. You wind it and it just like clicks and energy, exactly. So that's kind of what this is. And I'll throw the rock up and it just spins and it's energy.
The stone gives energy. Okay, so if the energy from the maybe you just like shove it in. Have you tried that?
I haven't. I don't know what would happen if I just shove it in there.
Well, there's only one way to find out, right? Like you got to do it. If you don't, I'm going to.
Okay. Sure.
Sorry, I slipped into Zach voice there because it's the button is calling. The chaos button is calling. Here, and I'll help, and like Greeble will kind of like hold open the cavity in the chest. Just go on, put it in. Let's see what
I
happens.
need like some type of conductor though. Maybe find some copper.
Copper.
Oh, I got copper.
Ah. Let's see if we can
Comes
make
over
this
with like a
work.
little spool of copper wire. I got wire. I got copper rod. Which one?
Wire. I think
Wire.
we need to maybe insulate this hole a little bit, but also I need to connect it up, and I'll like shoot some of the wire up its neck and go into its head and just like open up the head compartment on the top of his head and just like kind of wire it into his eye sockets. Okay. This is down. I think this is how you could do this with energy. If it spins fast enough, you can conduct there, and then it'll all shoot to his brain. Or what I'm thinking is his brain. Okay. You wanna do it
Or
at the same
wait,
time?
does electricity? Come over here. Get the face shields, please. Basically, comes back out with like welding goggles, almost these masks. At Greeble, I don't really have one for you. I don't really have a mushroom head size fitting one, but you're gonna hold it
That's
up. Fuck it. If we go out, we all go out together. And he throws the masks to the side. Let's just do it.
Okay.
Let's go.
Go for it.
Now push in the orb, and it'll activate.
Orb.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything for a moment. Greeble lets go and it kind of closes up. The wire mesh that you'd set up wraps around it. And you hear the little rock spinning and you're just waiting and staring at it. And then you hear it just going zzz, really fast and then just vroom. You see the lights flash up behind its eyes. And it's hanging on the rack and just kind of goes and stares up and looks at you.
Oh, it moves. I'll wave. Hi. Greeble.
Rio, you made life. Does that make you a god?
Are women gods?
Or a dad?
Maybe a dad.
Rio, you're a dad.
I don't know if I created life. We've created movement.
Hey, robot man, are you alive?
It looks to you for a moment and then kind of like touches its body for a couple times, and it's fairly rudimentary in design in terms of like its initial stages, but for a Yurig it looks a lot more handcrafted than the previous models we described that are all sleek and shiny and professional. This one's definitely made by hand, and it gives its best of like a little like it doesn't really have the shoulder joints to go up like with the shoulder blades, but it's got the arms like this to kind of go
I'll give you my reference.
Like a shrug of it's alive.
There you go, perfect.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah, the shoulders
Let me
don't, they
see.
move a little bit,
Oh,
but they like don't go up as a shrug. But it's got the
Just-
little inflections correct.
I'm just imagining every movement is accompanied by the sound of like that squeaky wheel sound effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very like puppeteery. It moves kind of funky.
It's
like,
Geppetto and
bouncy.
Pinocchio is what we're looking at here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh,
I don't know what to do from here, Greeble.
a name? Things have
I
names.
mean, you could take it down instead of having it be up on that damn meat hook.
Oh yeah. You absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Take him down.
It immediately falls to the ground. I don't think
I don't know how to walk
bad
yet.
dad.
it's like it figures the hands for a second, and then the legs like twist the wrong way and get up underneath it, and it very much like steampunky Geppetto looking, staggers up to its feet and it's wobbling a little bit, and then stands up straight and looks back up at you.
Amazing.
I mean,
I love when he felt both your heads at the same time. Went.
Yeah.
it walks and it waves.
It understands us.
Yeah. I haven't thought about a name.
Oh, it's gotta have a name. Things can't just not have names.
Well, he kind of reminds me of my little brother.
You have a little brother?
Yeah. And a little sister, and another little sister.
Oh.
But my little brother, he's kind of like klutzy, like he is.
I never had siblings. That's why I created Zot.
Really?
Yeah, I'm an only child. But,
Do you know your parents?
I
Oh wait,
don't remember.
you don't remember?
All I remember is growing up in the druid circle. And then when I was lonely, I figured out the magic, and Zot just kind of appeared. And it's been me and Zot ever since.
Well, that's awesome. Do you do you want another brother?
Wait, the robot boy?
No. Well, technically, yeah, but
Oh,
me. We can be brothers.
I
You don't have to
That's-
say yes. I mean,
that's a very generous. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go find somewhere to sleep.
Oh. okay. I didn't mean to offend. We don't.
No,
brothers.
you didn't offend. It's honestly one of the nicest things anyone's ever said to me. I just I don't know how to respond.
That's okay. You don't have to.
I think I'm
What
just gonna go get some sleep.
Okay. Before you go, his name is Kenzo.
Kenzo.
Yeah. That's my little brother's name.
Oh. I think I meant the robot.
That's the robot's name now.
Oh.
After my
Oh, you're
little
naming
brother.
you're naming the robot after your brother. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go. And Greeble's just like nervously toddling off.
Okay. Well, just me and you, Kenzo, and of course you
I
guys
mean,
too.
he's like, what? Like, as soon as it got weird, he was over just like wiping off a part of the forge, just like
Just start sweeping.
Tovir was gone. He's like, I'm gonna go out back, and just like left to go clean something.
Well, this took a weird turn. Got a little too excited.
Was that K-E and Zio? I'm just updating your familiar.
Well, I
Boom.
guess I gotta learn what Kenzo can do. I didn't have a plan for this step. I didn't even think it was gonna work.
Well, I mean, you can. You got something walking, and well, it's not talking, but you know, it's part way there. You did good. You did good.
Thanks. You make a pretty good teacher.
I mean, this part is all. I have no idea what this is, but it's impressive. Let's see here. Was this a prototype construct?
Yes. Prototype construct companion.
Is he medium or small?
He is I think it's small.
Okay.
It doesn't say on my sheet.
And then he does get slashing or piercing for his basic weapon attack because he gets one that's built in. It just comes with the familiar.
Do I choose or is it
You choose.
piercing? Because that sounds more menacing.
Okay. And did he have a breakthrough that comes with him, or did you not take the one that gets the breakthrough for the feet?
There is no breakthrough.
Okay. So I'm going to make him and then give you ownership. There's that one there, but I've actually got a... I figured out how to do the proper companion compendia in system. So I have a new one that's got everything loaded up with what they get. So is you...
Great.
If you look in the familiars, you should see one that does not have an icon. That's the one that we're going to go with. I'm going to get rid of the other one.
Okay. Sweet.
Cute.
So if you have an icon for him, we can put one on him. But right now, he's just blank face man. But,
Blank face.
But he exists. Okay. Well, cool. Gonna go just back to Cypher over with the rats as you kind of head in over there for the evening. They definitely have torches, not fun lights.
I think once I'm away, once I'm like down the road, I would just conjure my own light back and use that.
Well, fine. I'll turn off my light. You can have your light back.
It's okay.
The rats are doing their thing as usual. Most of them are towards this is, you know, we're getting to the end of the festival. It does officially end in 2 days. But as you guys have been doing your research, the first day it was packed. Tourists were coming in over the weekend. People were coming to see, and like the merchants had set up and people were buying everything up. It was the first 2 days was the big rush. And then there's a couple days where it's, you know, fairly packed out for like 3 days there, and things are paced pretty aggressively in town. That ended pretty much today, and then over the next 2 days people are starting to tear things down. You know that things tonight felt like they were getting calmer, so tomorrow it seems like things are going to get a lot calmer as things start to wind down and the close-up ceremonies start happening. It seemed like a lot of stuff that was going on, like tents were getting destroyed and stuff like that, or they're falling over and ripping, and they would just kind of put it back up for the time being and let it run. And it seemed like the town has a procedure for like dealing with everything, like all the stuff that the town put together, the big canvas tents, those all have some big part to play later, but you're not sure what's going on with it. But it seemed like things were just running, like people were allowed to just have a great time, and rampaged through the town, and like people were buying. It's like it was basically a carnival for like 5 days. And you guys were sequestered away in books, but that was fine because there was a ton of people there, and I'm sure you were more than happy to duck away from them.
Yeah.
The other rats seem to just be doing fantastically. You come into the broken down home, and there's most of the windows are shuttered closed permanently on this. The front door is nailed shut, and you guys all come in through a back door. And you walk up to the back door, rap out the knock pattern. You hear the latch undo. You slip inside, and it's one of the older kids standing by the door. Just kind of like takes a quick peek out. Didn't bring your friends tonight? Nope. Okay.
No, just me.
Well, I don't know if you got anything to add, but a bunch of the others are divvying up the pot. And you look back, and there's between the ages of like 7 and 14, there's like 8 or 9 kids all gathered up, and just a pile of stuff in the middle between them. And some of it is like coin, copper. There is a silver piece. Stuff. Yeah, there's like a silver piece that one of the older ones has their hand on already, and is like, look, I don't care what any of you say. I lifted the silver piece. I'm gonna get it split tomorrow because I don't trust any fucking one of you. Okay, I'll get it changed out and bring it back. And there's a little bit of argument, but it's mostly other stuff like knickknacks from the festival, stuff from other places like bolts of cloth. And there's 2 kids talking about like how it would make just the best liner for the inside of a shirt if they could convince the old lady to stitch it for them. It's really nice material that somebody found a scrap roll of it and they lifted it out of the back of a merchant's wagon or something. And it's knickknacks, odds and ends. And you can see them divvying it all up.
I think I would go find Chimera first. Just wherever she is. I'm assuming somewhere in the hideout.
Yeah.
Just kind of sort of slide over to her as usual and just, hi, I came back tonight.
Oh, our little lost rat's coming back. You've been busy, dear, haven't you?
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
No, I've heard. It's good for you. I'm glad you're not in here having to lift things with the rest of these low lives and thugs, people that you would never find yourself amongst. I'm only kidding you. I know. Oh, no, I hope you've had a good festival, though, my dear.
It's been interesting. I'll reach in the pocket and pull out 22 silver that we've made thus far.
Wow.
This is for all of them. I want to give more, but I think we might be leaving soon, and I just wanted to make sure I left them with something.
Tell you what, you haven't been here for a few days. Everybody else has been working. She takes the pouch of money from you. We're gonna call this, she shaves 5 silver off the top of it. We're gonna call this your share, because everybody earns a share here.
I did earn this, though. This was from different work that I did.
And you're not just gonna give it all to me and expect me to feel safe about you wandering off with no change in your pocket.
I have money still.
Are you sure? No. Sweetheart, I'm gonna need you to prove it.
I pull out the 12 gold.
Oh, well,
I'll be okay.
Wow, you're doing much. Don't let any of these kids see it. Put it on an inside pocket. Man, you are doing quite well. Okay. She just like looks back at the 22 silvers like, yeah, okay, I'll take this part of it. That's fine.
I wouldn't recommend it for any of them, but if you're willing to do dangerous things, people will pay you a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
The next dangerous thing we have to do, though, I don't think anyone's going to pay us anything.
Don't ever work for free, sweetheart. Don't ever work for free.
I didn't want to do it anyway, but I think we have to now.
No one's going to make you do it. Why would you have to?
Someone agreed to a Fey bargain, and I didn't.
They still make those? like talking to one of the older kids who's by the door, kind of listening in. What fey creatures are you talking to? I haven't seen one for ever. I've heard stories, but I mean,
she said his name was Vaelithar. I don't know if he's.
you got me. I have no idea.
Anyway, one of the people that I was getting to know agreed to something, and apparently that includes the rest of us. No, people are mad, and one of them said, "Just."
But
maybe she's right.
You're never beholden to anybody, dear. Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
This is a tough world, and you've got your friends, and I'm sure that with as much as I've seen you running around town the last few days, and as excited as you've been to be spending time working with them, and as well as you are doing in a week's worth of work, no less, I think that if you stick next to your friends, you'll be fine. Someone might try to pull a fast one on you, but just have their back and they'll have yours, and you won't have to worry about it. Just remember, you don't owe anybody anything except for the family you choose. I mean, those kids out there, this is the family they've got. If you found a good one, there's people say things like, that the blood of the womb into something that go on. I don't know. I'm not a pontificator or a talker. I don't think deeply, but all I know is this.
Don't get it.
All I know is this. The family that I was born to wasn't shit. Okay? We all scrapped and scraped and fought to survive. And I came up homeless. Both my parents were gone. I got left at an orphanage. Okay? I found the rats when I was growing up, and they helped me. And now I take care of them. That's my family. Whoever birthed me left me left me to die. They didn't care. They had their own business. But when you find family and when you make those bonds with somebody, you hold on, because that's real family, and they won't let you down. And if you trust them and they trust you, you'll have each other's backs. Yeah. I know someone in your position has probably come up through the years not having anybody to trust. I mean, you look like you've had a rough go of it. You seem like you've... Yeah, for all your years, I figured, you might be a little more streetwise, a little tougher than this, but it seems, if I was to guess, sheltered princess of some house that fell and now finds herself alone on the street. Like, you seem like someone who just doesn't know their way in the world out here, sweetie.
I don't.
See, whatever family you had before that abandoned you to this life, find a new one, and when you do, just stick with them. You'll be fine.
Okay. Thank you. Just give her a hug.
You need a bed for the night, or you're not staying with your friends, or what's the deal?
I'd like to stay here if I could, yeah.
Sure, you've always got a place here with us. I mean, shoot. She shakes the bag of coins. You paid for it. If you want to really have a good night, take this back. She hands it back to you, and she takes a couple silver off the top. They're all scrapping over 1 silver out there. Go dump this on the pile.
I shove it back to her.
Oh, you want me to?
Go take this and dump this on the pile and see what they all do.
All right.
You will be
Walk over.
You will be the best person here tonight, I guarantee it.
Just walk over.
As soon as you get close, one of them is like, "Hey, you got to put something in the pile to take anything, okay? You got to show us what you got, sweetie. Come on, sister."
All right. You all have to pretend that you can't see for a minute, okay? Cover your eyes.
Well, no, don't trust her, boys. That's a stupid trick. You close your eyes, she's going to take the pile and run. And you see the kid that was in there, the older kid, I say probably 18 or 19, that was in with her, comes out and he's like, no, she's... Cover your eyes for a second. I'll make sure she doesn't take anything. The younger kids are all like, okay, if she says so. All right.
Once they all have their eyes closed, I'm gonna telekinetic.
A couple of them like
pouch.
peeking.
Yeah, just because I know they're gonna fucking cheat. I'm gonna telekinetic hand the coin pouch up, like so that it's like 10, 15 feet up.
All right, you can all look now.
They all open their eyes.
Then I'm gonna rain it down onto the pile.
One of them goes, neat trick, and looks, and the other goes, it's real, and they just like dog pile into the center.
No.
Everybody's
You have to
clamoring
You have
for
to share. You have to share.
There-
This is
there-
for everyone.
the older one reaches from behind, kind of grabs you by the shirt. This is sharing. It'll get divvied up, but might get a little bloody
Sure.
first.
That one bit that one bit the other one, the little one.
the little one gets bit, and you see the tears well up, and she's like, ah, and then she goes, wham, and socks him in the face, and then grabs the silver out from underneath him.
Bastard.
They get along all right, but I wouldn't have gone for that way. That's a little bit bloody. It'll get divvied. Don't worry, I'll make sure of it. Just let them have some fun.
Make sure nobody gets too hurt and call me if they do.
You notice as you like turning to like move out of the fray, this big rumble that's happening, that now they've all kind of gotten in there, and they're just taking handfuls of the coins, and they're taking turns just like throwing them up in the air,
it up in the air.
and then everybody scraps it back together, and somebody else gets a scoop and throws it, and they are having a good time. And one of the older ones gets grabbed and pulled aside, and 2 silver gets picked up, and they get sent out the door by kind of the bigger bodyguard looking kid that was with you. Sends him out the door. Well,
Where's he going?
just pick a spot to stay. We're gonna go buy some food tonight. It usually
Okay.
works really well when we people look the other way for us snagging scraps, as long as we come by with the earnings and buy stuff every now and again. I set them for cookies because it's been a while. Most people have picked up a sweet here or there, but there were someone got some real chocolate imported from the jungles, from over in Katala, and we're gonna get some chocolate cookies.
Sounds nice.
But they'll be back in a minute, don't you worry. I would say find a warm bed for the night. There's cots at the back of the room. Most kids move theirs aside and are in here in the middle, so you gotta get your pick right now. They're all more worried about the pile than they are where they're sleeping.
I'm gonna go find a spot kind of in a corner over by a window or something like that.
You
Like they're a corner
Yeah.
sleeper.
Yeah. You find a spot, and you can hear the scrap going, and you get a look outside, and you can see people in this part of town. They're tourists that are either drunk and wandered off, or people who are just out exploring where it's cool and quiet and away from the main crowd. And there's a couple walking by having a chat and just enjoying the night air, that sees the kid kind of like coming out of the back of the house, and you can spot him as they are getting down the road, and they had like stopped and were talking to this kid for a second, and you get a moment of watching this person trying to work them, and then feeling their pocket again and looking back to the house. You can spot the one that was given the money, just out there clearly about to work these people over and take a bit more, and then realizes, oh gosh, I got like 2 or 3 silver in my pocket, I gotta go. And it's like, thanks, see ya, and like runs past him and leaves this couple absolutely confused about the interaction, because a second ago they were,
What was that?
you can almost pick up the conversation, like, weren't they just looking for their dad or something? Oh, maybe they spotted him. And you're enjoying watching this, and then you hear a little rustle from behind you. You're all over in the 7-year-old that has a fairly bloody mark on her arm, and then knuckles bleeding on the other side, grins, and there's like a tooth that had been punched out, but not today, but just knocked out previously. And she looks at you and just goes, so you gonna teach me? You're the new rat, and you got that much in your first week? You gotta teach me.
Kind of ruffle the hair a little bit.
As you go for it, she's like, no.
I'm sorry. It's not fair, but I can do things that you can't.
I can do things that you can't, okay? All of us have our talents. I'm really, really small, and I get into places really well. That's why they call me Seffi the Snake. I can get in anywhere.
I'm gonna cast Soothe on her.
Yeah. You can do things that I can't do. I can't teach you. Someone can.
She like looks down after you cast it. She sees you maneuvering things, and you it is just a manipulate for that. She's not really sure what you're doing, and she sees you waving. She's like, okay, and she can feel it. She's too young to really understand like what magic is at this point. She knows it's out there, but she's never been cast on her. And she looks at you for just a moment, and then she like starts itching her palm or her knuckles on the one hand. Then she looks down at the one where the bite is in the arm. She's like, whoa, hold on.
Magic.
You can do that. Listen, okay.
As I have like a little fucking floating glowing orb like right next to me.
Okay, listen. Yeah, those are fairy lights. They see them all around time around here.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah. Okay. New idea. You don't teach me, but we partner up. Okay. I need a magical lookout to have my back, because I tell you, the mayor's residence, I know I can slip into the back door. Okay. And I know he's got good stuff. I just need someone to keep, like, he's got dogs, and I just need someone to distract him. Okay. You, nice. That's really cool. I like dogs, but okay. It's really easy for me to get distracted. Okay. That's why they, call me Persephone the Paranoid too. Okay. They call me lots of things, but they're going to call me the best thief in the rats if you get on my side. I don't even know your name. I'm sorry. Persephone. Hi. Seffi. Whatever you want to call me. I'm going to call you, gosh, I don't know. Magic healer lady. What are we calling you? Magic healer person? I have no idea.
Cypher.
What does that mean?
I don't know. But I do know something. It's a secret. You have to keep it secret. So a lot of
Okay.
people won't believe you.
Can I sell this secret?
Yes.
Okay.
You want to be on my side?
Yeah.
There are no sides.
That's stupid.
Maybe.
Did you hit your head really hard? Like, maybe you should use some of the Healy stuff on yourself. It sounds like you're not thinking straight. But, you did great. The best. And then you hear the door open behind you, and the kid just runs in and goes, cookies! And all the kids are like, what? And then pile over to the one that had gone out on the errand for cookies.
I'm just gonna point. Go.
But Seffi's gone. Seffi's immediately like, fuck yeah, cookies. So it's a little rambunctious in there, a little wild as they're celebrating a good haul, but you can see that it's kids scraping by and having brothers and sisters in a place where, normally kids like this just would not get family.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up our first night, we're going to take a quick break stream, let everybody run to the restroom. I need some water myself. And we'll be back in just about 5 minutes here. So
Cool.
I'm going to hit my 5-minute timer because Sarah's not here to be the timer person. So we'll be back. Thanks, guys. Hey, we're back. All right.
Hello.
Hello. All right. So second to last day before the end of the harvest festival. I'm gonna go ahead and mark that on the calendar, so we have that. Perfect. Everybody can see. So there's plenty of stuff to do in town. Sorry, watch is going off. Use that. There's activities for you to be involved in the last day. There's supposedly there's a big feast today that happens. Why is my browser messing up? That's not good.
It just dawned on me that there is an actual clock in Simple Calendar. It is like just ticking away.
Yeah, as the game's live, it ticks away. So it lets time run by. And then anytime you guys do stuff like combat, it pauses and then it advances based on combat. And then anytime I do like an exploration advancement, it'll chunk it 10 minutes.
Interesting. That's very cool.
Yeah. It's super nice. All right. Sorry, my notes program webpage just crashed at its little multi-thread issue. I love that, but sometimes if you got too many windows open, it's like it hemorrhages. It's like, hey, I can't edit all these windows at once, please. So there's a couple fun things to do in town if you wanted to participate in any of the activities for the last part of the day. But you guys could just hang out in town and walk around. You guys kind of all plan to meet back up at Verdant Remedies for that part of the day. I know Greeble, you went off to find a tree, so you probably ended up in a grove right nearby where you were. So I'm gonna put you over there in the grove where you passed out. In somebody's trees, in their backyard. It's like, oh, this grove looks nice. I'm gonna borrow these pecan trees.
Just a big pile of leaves and just hunker down.
Who I don't know amongst us who gets up earliest. We haven't. Probably Rio.
I definitely have an early morning just because of excitement.
Okay.
And I want to spend time with Kenzo, so we'll be like roaming the streets
You and
together.
Kenzo.
Yeah.
Oh, look at him.
You're teaching Kenzo about life.
Uh-huh.
So you make your way through town, through Oakshade Commons. Yeah, I know exactly, Sam. Chipper boarding people, nemesis. Aaron, how are Aaron and Corin? Are we early people?
Are definitely gonna be up early just because they're in like mission mode.
Okay.
So like we are here on business.
They're the early
doing
birds. They
things.
got to get the worm.
God, it was right there.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Didn't even occur to me.
Yep.
Okay, so the random animal that wakes up, that Greeble wakes up to chewing on his foot, deals a d6 of damage.
Oh,
Worth it.
Some random foraging pig just.
I found a big truffle. Nom 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 nom.
Oh God, truffle pigs would be the worst.
This truffle pigs chasing Greeble through town.
Little arms running like this.
You make your way over to Verdant Remedies then? Or you guys have, that's been kind of where you've been meeting up to touch base every day. I know you've been touching base and being like, okay, I'm off to work, and going to the forge. So you
Yeah,
had...
I don't think Rio would go there. He would
Okay.
just be walking the streets.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, Greeble probably would not be going to Verdant Remedies either.
Okay. Oh, I actually rolled a dice, and it rolled well. Amazing. Aaron, why don't you give me a perception check really quick?
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh.
Says there's no active encounter. Oh, I was clicking initiative.
Oh, whoopsies.
So that is... Yeah. What do I see with my special bird eye?
1 second. Kid's doing trash. A little noisy. Sorry. Yeah, 19. You and I, Corin and Aaron, both spot Rio walking through the street, and see he's got some little rickety robot buddy with him, but he seems very excitedly to be pointing things out to this person, this little creature.
Interesting. What do you suppose the human's new friend is? She
Sorry.
says that to.
Yep, was waiting for the kid to get out of the room with the noisy bag of trash. Sorry.
No,
Kids doing chores. Gotta let kids do chores. I'm not sure. Seems to be leading it around. Maybe it's a pet.
I don't know. Seems like he's teaching it. Maybe some kind of new employee. Maybe he hired it.
You teach dogs tricks, do you not?
Yeah. Should we ask?
If you want, or we go meet and feel like Corin is definitely the exploratory type, but also is the routine type. Or we go to Verdant Remedies and Taroge and Private Eye and see what the rest of the group is doing.
Is he human? I forget.
Yeah. Or no, you're
human?
elf, weren't you?
An elf.
Yeah, elf. Sorry.
Oh, he's an elf.
elven,
That's right.
yes.
No wonder he doesn't give me the ick that the humans do. There's a different ick about him.
Well, most things give you the ick.
They do. You're right. Let's go ask. Let's go ask. Why not?
Okay.
I told you I'm gonna be brave more often.
I mean, it's better than the 5 minutes you spoke with that young man last night after you scared him away.
He wasn't brave.
Couldn't handle me at my worst.
Yeah. Wasn't his flavor.
You asked him if you could buy him a drink by saying,
That's normal.
yes, but you said give money for water in common. You didn't say buy you a drink. You said give money for water, and he looked at you confused for almost a minute as you just turned your head sideways at him. You actually have to follow it up if he's not sure what you said.
He did ask.
You asked if you could buy him one. You said money for water.
Yes, but if he didn't understand me, why didn't he ask why didn't he tell me, oh, I didn't get that. Can you try saying it differently? Did you mean this?
When you ask somebody and you turn your head sideways and you get within inches of their face when they don't respond and you keep getting closer, saying the same
I thought he
thing.
liked that. You said he
No, that was
liked...
very intimidating to him. You scared him.
Like I said,
Try
he
not
wasn't brave
to.
enough.
Not many would be. Try not to ask Rio so interrogatively.
He seems like a brave one. He seems like he's brave.
Corin just stunned for a minute, like, Yes, he seems like he's brave. Go ask him your questions.
Cool. Let's do that. And then go up.
This is very much my sister doesn't realize that this is kind of like she's taking the hookup conversation to a friend that she's like, he's thinking that she's not clicking on the wires and just wants to see what happens now, and it's very stunned.
Yeah, just fuck it. Let it roll.
Okay, sure. So yeah, we catch up to Rio walking probably kind of across, like, let me just waypoint it here because I can control click. Walk, yeah, like catching up this direction, going down the road here, catching him rolling up to the crossroads with his buddy. When Aaron and Corin run off and catch him, make sure that if you did not as well, I think we're all fine on our rest, but you can hit your long rest button.
Okay.
There we go.
All right.
But it's just like a block and a half away. Managed to catch up to him pretty easily. Like we spot him as he's going past, and we're kind of trying to walk quickly behind him as we talk. So you catch up to him pretty quickly.
You guys just see every single person that walks by, the creature behind him just waves. Every single person waves at everybody.
Is that his function? Oh,
Really quick.
In Strix, she says that. Yeah.
Really quick. I'm going for, it's not that he's walking and waving. He still hasn't got that figured out yet. So he walks up in front of each person, stops looks up at them, waves, looks back down, turns, and
That's
goes
exactly
off.
what I thought. Like each one is an objective. Stop, wave. Okay, next.
And then
Rio.
every time Rio just stops and like smiles back at him, and then continues and then stops and turns around, and just smiles at him. Just so proud dad moment.
His function is to wave, is to greet people. Maybe the elf grows
Rio.
tired of greeting people.
Growing tired?
No?
Then little boy wave for you he waves. Tired of waving?
You think he waits for?
He walks up to you.
He's not waving for
Over to
me.
Corin. Walks back.
His function to wave, is it?
Well, today it is.
Huh.
It doesn't have a function. We just kind of went with it.
It is what exactly?
Right. Remember when you walked into the forge and you kind of like came all the way back up and started getting into the business of the business and you weren't supposed to be back there? Do you remember me creating something? It was on display.
Not supposed to be there, I wasn't?
No, you weren't.
Didn't notice. So
Obviously.
creating something. Yes, I remember.
This is it. Greeble helped me last night. We basically turned him on.
Greeble? Greeble helped you?
Well, just last night. But I mean, I couldn't have done it without Greeble.
All it does, is it?
No, I mean, it could do a bunch of stuff, and I'll just... Kenzo, can you go pick up that rock? And I'll just point over the side of the street. And then wait in anticipation. Yeah, he did it! He picked some stuff.
The wave.
He waved. Okay, we're working on it.
Name doesn't have.
Kenzo.
Kenzo.
Yeah.
Hello.
He picked up a rock for you.
Pick up valuable rocks, can he?
Sure. I don't know if that one's valuable.
No, what valuable rocks does he?
I don't even think I know what valuable rocks are.
I see.
What I mean, if you wanted him to pick up do you want him to go steal someone's rock?
Steal, obtain, find are verbs I know.
Didn't answer the question.
Other things? Maybe.
Okay. Well, Kenzo, could you go put the rock back? I don't know whose rock that was. I just wanted to see if you could pick it up.
Question. Real. More brave. Trying to be better with my common. Trying to be.
Okay.
Last night, Corin thing. Very intimidating I am.
You don't say.
How exactly?
Oh, geez.
Oh, clarification. Allow me to provide. Corin.
Yes.
Clarification provided, please.
Asking buy you a drink, can I? She attempted. Instead, the words give money for water were used. And in poor man's face, she was. And Corin will step up and as such and just go get right up in your face.
Oh no.
And he turns back and starts, see,
Corin,
this is exactly
Corin,
what I was talking
Corin,
about. Look at his face.
That man find me attractive. He did. Close.
Attraction.
Face close up.
Attraction left tavern
he
as
would
quickly
like.
as he. No,
He would like
No.
like it.
he would not.
I thought.
Uninvited, he would not. His attraction left the tavern quickly as he.
That trying to understand. I am work on my common more. I am trying.
Question.
Violates space that is personal constantly. She does.
Yes. Okay. I'm still not the right person for this, but if you want to ask a question, you kind of have to ask a full question, not just statements. Do you understand what a question is?
Duh.
Okay. Can you ask me to buy you a drink then?
Not give money for water.
No.
Obviously it is not. It is
No,
not.
that's a statement.
Corin's sitting there like, buy
me a drink.
Can
Yes.
I buy you a drink? Yes. Still statement. Must end in question. It needs to.
Yes. Question. Is not?
Oh god. So it's either the start or the end of that statement. You have to pose the ask.
Can I?
Can I a drink buy you?
That is actually better. Not bad. But
She's
want to buy-
she's very close. She's very close to your face.
you want okay. You want to buy me a drink. Not me
Yes.
buy you a drink.
Oh, yeah.
Either way works. You asked the question, but now let's take a moment. Good job. Look how close you are to my face. I can feel your aura. This close.
Feel your aura. It's crazy.
Yes.
Your aura.
Okay, you stay right there, and I'll just back up a little bit.
She just kind
Now-
of leans a little bit in place.
No. Back up just a little bit. Good. This is the socially acceptable distance to ask someone if they would buy you a drink or if you could buy them a drink.
You see her just like trying to memorize and like measure how far this distance is.
Oh, okay. Doesn't have to be this exact, but yeah, sure.
Oh. Can I buy you a drink?
Spot on. That was good.
What now?
Well, now you're getting into territory that's not my game. Sorry.
Okay.
You enjoy the drink and then small talk, but not talk small. Oh God.
Phrase I have heard. Actual little talk, not really. Phrase. Easy conversation having.
Talk about the weather,
Small talk
about the
is-
bar, talk about your feelings. Don't go too far into your feelings or else things get emotional and then that opens up a door and then you start having a weird
Yes.
conversation about having someone join as a brother and then they walk out on you and then leave you at night and then you just have your friend. I'm
Need
okay.
to talk? Need to talk?
No, I'm good.
Do
Just having
you?
fun. Maybe. I'm okay.
Almost in tears. You are.
No, I'm good. It's windy. Something in my eye. Is it raining?
The sky is clear.
I feel like I missed
Clearly.
gold. Sorry, guys. I feel like I missed
You're
absolute
an
gold.
elf. How are you this awkward?
She with trying really hard not to close the distance, but also has to kind of awkwardly lean out to place a hand on your shoulder, and is just like, confidence I have. You not so much.
Yeah,
Words.
that was insulting.
Words you have. I don't so much.
Trade-offs? Okay.
Learn from each other. We can.
Wow.
Yes. She's going to like do the most Siri accent of like common English. Would you like to learn from each other, Rio?
Oh no. I looked to Corin. Oh God.
Confidence.
Yes.
Say no, you could have, but yes, I am happy to hear.
Me too. And I'll high five Genzo.
Okay. And then she looks at Corin and goes back to Strick. She's like, oh my god, that was so exhausting. I cannot believe I just used that much brain power.
It was considerable. You did very well. And you
I
terrified
couldn't sleep last
Rio.
night. That's fine. We'll work on that. But I fumbled yesterday. I did want to say it out loud in front of him. And, you know, it's between you and I, but I fumbled yesterday and I didn't want to admit it, but I feel like I can admit it to you. So I couldn't sleep at all last night. And I spent the longest time studying that common book that you and I would practice together. I took it out of your bag and tried really hard to practice.
Consistency is key.
It affects my confidence for sure when I miscommunicate.
You shouldn't be. You shouldn't lack confidence. That is, you're doing very well. Just keep practicing.
Oh.
Somebody else is walking down the street, and Kenzo now walks up to them, stops right in front of them, waves. walks away,
I'm
picks up
so
a rock,
worried.
shows them the rock, puts the rock down, walks back up to them, holds up a hand, and high fives them. He's like going through the 3 things he knows now.
I get it.
Oh, in comment, she's like, "Oh, there's the tears. Tears, there they are."
He's beautiful.
The person, very confused, just keeps walking down the street.
Have a good day. I love you.
Oh god, it's even worse than the like. Oh, enjoy your movie. You too.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Kenzo just continues down the street doing what he's supposed to.
Group of emotionally stunted morons.
Speak for yourself. I'm not stunted.
Kenzo's just now Kenzo's doing his own thing, running through all 3 pieces of programming he knows: wave, get rock, show rock, high five.
If rock, then show.
If rock, then if person, find rock. If rock, then show rock.
If person found,
High five.
and
Search rock.
yeah,
Search rock.
and not wave, then wave. Else find rock. If rock found,
It's
then
perfect.
show. If rock found and shown, then rock down, high five. It's on a 4 loop per person.
4 person in town. Good God.
Oh god.
It's gonna do this 940 times just for the
Hey.
people who live here, not counting the
It's
tourists.
just every.
That's
every
that's
day.
a quickly evolving type of programmer right there, man. He's really learned. He progressed
day.
from me when I first got in boot camp to when I graduated.
Kenzo heads west down the road, continuing to high five, show rocks, and
I'm just crying behind him and following. I'm so happy.
He's so beautiful.
maybe we go to Tarosh Private Eye now. It seems Rio needs some time.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay. Eventually we make our way there, but Greeble, you still snoozing then at the another like what 20 minutes past when we woke up there? Yeah, 20 minutes or so since the rest of us got up. Is Greeble still camped out in the woods?
Sorry, Greeble is just in a little leaf pile in someone's backyard, and he kind of wakes up and yawns and stretches, and decides he's going to go over to the festival grounds and enjoy some last-minute treats and things before the festival closes.
Okay. Let's get you over there to the Gathering Green. So there are a few things happening out here today. There is a closing dance occurring. As you're going past, there is a market clearing happening. There's just a bunch of like last chance shopping and bartering. There is an interesting thing that catches your eye though, because people are starting to tear down the greens. It's part of like the last couple days of the festival as they do the final dance and they bring the tent down. There's a bunch of people watching that, but all the kids in town need to be entertained. And there's a children's story circle that's happening.
Yeah, Greeble's gonna waddle over there, just and sit and listen.
So there's the opportunity there. There's people like taking part in telling stories. There's some folks just like listening, and there's people chiming in from the audience and like giving assistance to the different stories. But there's this ring of kids basically sitting on woven straw. They've got blankets, and it seems most of them like have the gear that they need for the day. as their parents are working the festival grounds. Most of them have sticky hands with treats, like they've got like toffee apples, roasted chestnuts, there's bits of cake, there's some older kids hanging around the edge, keeping an eye on younger siblings. But there's gathered elders in here. They kind of form a little bit of a circle around them too, kind of watching with quiet amusement. People who you wouldn't expect to be doing the manual labor are just kind of hanging out here because it's a nice quiet place. A lot of them have little stools and stuff that they brought with them to enjoy. And then there's sorry, just one second, I gotta answer a message really fast.
Ah, ta 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 ta.
I too channel my Irish heritage when pinged at work.
Oh,
I thought we were just getting in the spirit of the season for St. Patty's Day.
Oh yeah, it is coming up, isn't it?
yes.
Right
Couple
around
weeks.
the corner.
So there is sorry, I got volunteered. I got to do a soccer coaching, and I'm just trying to make sure my messages are on mute here. And people are pinging me on other devices because I got put in charge of a soccer team for 4-year-olds, and they're like, "Hey, we finally got a coach," because they didn't have a coach. I was like, "I'll do it. My 4-year-old wants to play," and they're like, "Cool, you start Tuesday." And I'm already assistant coaching another team on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Love it.
So there's there is a fella inside here that, you know, you walk up Greeble and you hear a couple of them talking, but they call him Relin the Long-Winded. And it's this old fella, but they like some of the teenage kids kind of tease him with that name. And then the other kids are all going, "Shh, Grandfather Relin's getting ready to start." And you find yourself in the middle of the group and you plop down, and this this old beloved storyteller sits and like gets settled into a 3-legged stool that's right near the front of the semicircle that all the kids make, and then you kind of sitting a little taller than the rest of them with your big mushroom hood behind the group. His knotted old fingers stroke the brittle pages of this book that has no words, and it's only smoothed parchment that's worn thin by time, and he doesn't need to read, really. It's all just like pictures, and the words are all faded, and he shows off all the pictures. And he pretty much knows the story by heart, and he clears his throat, leans forward, and says, "Have I ever told you all the story of the 3 brothers and their harvest?" And all the kids lean in closer. Some are like, "Yeah." Other ones are going, "No." But they don't know. They know better than to interrupt him. And he smiles knowingly and lets this moment stretch long enough to stir the anticipation. And you feel it as well, Greeble. You're just like, oh my gosh. But he doesn't let it stir long enough for boredom. And then he jumps into the story. Long ago, before Dunskaith had a name, before the first stones of our homes were laid, this land was wild and untamed. The fields were empty, the rivers restless, and the forests deep and unkind. And in those days, 3 brothers came to the land, seeking a place to build a village of their own. The eldest, Farron, was as strong as an ox. He raised his axe and felled trees to clear the fields. The middle brother, Lear, was sharp, clever, honed like a plow blade, and with his wit he tamed the river, guiding waters towards the land for irrigation. And the youngest, Corwin, had neither strength nor cunning, but he had a gift with words, and his voice could charm even the roots beneath the earth. For a time the land welcomed them. The crops grew tall and the river ran steady, and the 3 brothers built their homes with pride. But they were not the only ones that watched this place. In the heart of the forest where the golden trees now stand, there lived an old and terrible fey creature, the keeper of the wilds. It had no shape, Only the rustling of leaves and the whispers of the wind, a feeling that something just beyond sight was watching them. The keepers saw the brothers work and grew angry, for it did not like the land to be tamed. And Greeble, can you make a perception check for me as you're listening to this story? All the kids are incredibly excited, leaning in. Some of the other people are charmed, or like the older folks in the circle and the outsider, chiming in with little bits of information.
While he's doing that clarification, you said the youngest brother was named Corin?
Corwin. Corwin. Corwin.
I was like, huh?
Corwin. Sorry.
I was like, oh, that's fun.
Corwin.
Immediately made me think that there was some other story thing going on here.
No, sorry. Yep. If you have the HUD up, it's on the lower left. It's the eyeball. You can just click it.
There we go.
Oh. Okay.
26.
One evening, as the three brothers feasted, the keeper came to them, draped in shadows, its voice like the bending of branches. "You have stolen from me," it said. "The trees you cut were mine, the river you tamed was mine, and the soil you walk upon was mine. You have built your village on my land, and you owe me in this bargain." Farron, the strongest, laughed and said, "Take what you wish, spirit. You cannot break what I have built with my hands." The keeper smiled, and that night Farron's fields withered, his crops rotted where they stood, and the earth beneath his feet turned to stone. You look around, Greeble, and you see that the other kids are just in horror at the thought of all of this happening to his fields. And one kid, kind of at the back to your left, is smiling. Lear, the clever one, scoffed and said, "I am too wise for your tricks, spirit. You cannot outwit a man who bends the river itself." The keeper smiled, and the next morning Lear awoke to find the waters had changed course, flowing away from the village, leaving his wells dry and his ditch cracked. The children were just in horror. That one child is just grinning. Corwin, the youngest, did not laugh, nor did he scoff. He stood and bowed his head to the keeper. "I have no fields to offer, no river to guide, only my words. If a bargain must be made, let it be with me." The keeper's voice rustled through the leaves. "Then you shall speak for the land as I do." And in that weight, Corwin felt the weight of a promise in that moment settle into his bones, a thing heavier than stone, deeper than the river. The next day, the crops grew back, the river flowed true, and the village survived. But Corwin no longer wholly belonged to the mortal world. The people sometimes said his voice echoed when he spoke, as if something else spoke with him, that he walked in dreams, that he saw the turns of the season before he came. And though he grew old, he never seemed to fully rest. One day, after the brothers had long died, and Corwin was the only one that remained, he left into the forest, never to be seen again. But sometimes, children, they hear his voice echoing from the trees, speaking from the land and speaking for the land. And that's why we honor the three brothers and we keep Corwin in our thoughts and remember to always make peace with the land around us and do honor to that which the three brothers gave us. And the children are all sitting there just in awe of what they heard. And you glance back and you swear you see little iridescent wings flutter in between the legs of a couple of the adults as that child disappears into the crowd. And you can't quite spot what you are sure was a fey creature listening to the story. What does Greeble do?
Can I attempt to track the creature?
Absolutely. Go ahead and make a survival check for me. There should be a tracking option for you in the exploration activities, I think, or it's in the basic action macro. Yes, there is a track option in exploration.
Track. Okay, tracking. Survival.
All right. I believe that one is... That one's normal. Yep, you can just go ahead and make your survival check.
It's a 24.
24. As you kind of get up to make your way out of the circle, you hear Grandfather Rellin go, "Okay, now who wants to hear the story of the man who stole Winter's breath?" And all the kids are like, "Me!" And you kind of break your way out of the circle. With a 24, you follow what you think are the tracks of this individual, this creature, and they start to head west, out towards the fields. So from where you're at there, be heading out this direction. And then very sharply, when they get to this little path at the outside of the Gathering Green, they walk out of the path just a little bit. We're just over here for our streamers. They walk out of the path and then they cut back to the path. Then they head back in towards the town. Which after about 10 minutes of following them, you think that maybe it wanted you to see it for a moment. Maybe it was just a reminder of deals made. Maybe it was just the fact that you've peered into Braethalen now. You know that those things are nearby, keeping watch, as it gave you the slip. Just kind of quietly regarding you and reminding you that not all is as it seems in Dunscaith right now.
All that walking made me thirsty. I'm gonna go find something to drink.
Okay. Eventually, Aaron and Corin kind of making their way through town, spot Cypher sitting on the steps leading up to Verdant Remedies, having waited there for like an hour now.
Sort of telekinetically playing with the little marble.
Hi, good morning. Or I guess, yeah.
Morning it is. Good morning.
Are we outside for a reason, waiting?
I didn't want to go in. I just was waiting for everyone else to show up.
Oh, well, Rio. Down the street he is, saying hello to everybody he is.
Small metal friend he made. It's greeting everyone.
Okay. Does he need help?
Well, no.
Yes. And no.
Crying he is.
Oh.
Very
tears
happy.
are-
Happy tears.
Yeah.
Oh.
Happy
okay.
tears they are.
Proud tears. Proud, pride.
The word?
No.
Pride.
In
Prideful?
Correct.
Yes.
Correct, right? Yeah.
Yes.
He's prideful because
Like-
he's crying?
Like
No.
father, he is crying because
What about your father? I don't know your father.
Corin.
Does your father cry a lot?
No, Rio, small boy, made last night with Greeble, and don't look. Like father he is. Boy,
Greeble and Rio
Learning,
made a
learning.
child last night
apparently. Metal.
together, and now it's
metal
made
boy.
of metal.
Yes. Metal boy, invention, electrical person he made with Greeble's help.
Right.
And,
Greeble and him had a child. Okay.
Yes, and walking around town, he is walking, and a little boy waving and learning he is.
Right.
Around town they are walking a lot. And like a father,
Right.
very proud he is. And cry he does.
Okay.
So a long time he will be.
Okay, so should we find someone who can come with us instead, since he and Greeble are going to be parents now?
Parents?
No. Assistance Greeble provided. Not parentage.
Like invention make. They did.
Constructed. Built.
Oh, okay, that's what you meant by made of metal. All right, I was a little lost.
Yes.
I'm going to be honest. Okay.
Working on it. I am.
That's okay. I don't think it would have made much sense to me even without the language barrier.
Have to see it. You will.
I kind of want to.
I'm gonna just get up and start walking.
Oh. Should we follow her? She says in tricks.
It's either that or we wait here for people that aren't going to show up.
So we're gonna follow them. Let's go. So she just turns around and walks after them.
Just wandering down the street.
Cypher, that way they went. With you.
Oh, okay.
We will go.
Oh, all right. Come on.
Just walk down the street.
Wow, that is a little metal boy.
Yes. Wrong I wasn't.
No?
Said right I did. The little metal boy.
Does
We're
it
being very
have
loud in our conversation. I feel like Rio's gonna hear
Yeah.
us coming.
Does it have a name? Did you name it?
He's not paying attention to you guys, and he's just like glued to watching Kenzo go from street to street, or like door to 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 door.
We'll just like fully like drift in front of view.
Hi.
Just kind of go around you.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, you follow. Come with
Okay.
this is Kenzo.
So,
Hold on.
His mental health degrading it is.
This has been an awesome morning. Kenzo, stop what you're doing.
He's just
Freezes completely.
Okay. And then I'll turn to Cypher. Sorry. It's been exciting.
you were crying.
Yeah, a little bit.
Good crying.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm assuming you have no idea what's going on, and it probably was filtered through some weird conversations, seeing as you came over here with these two.
I thought you and Greeble had a child.
well, Greeble helped
Sorry.
make. Did he not?
Okay. I've been working on this project for some time. Last couple of days, I've been in the forge working on them. Kenzo is my friend. Very new. kind of like a familiar. You know what a familiar is?
Mhm.
Yeah. So you remember that stone that I had, shine bright and could follow and like do some
Yeah.
things? That's basically a familiar. But last night, Greeble and I went away after the events of Viola and screaming and whatever. I tried to cheer up Greeble. I actually needed his help and some advice, and then it turned out to be really weird. But he helped me integrate that orb into the chest of Kenzo, and we were able to power my invention. And my invention is Kenzo.
I can.
Yeah, he can do some things. Kenzo, show Cypher what you can do. And then he'll just walk away and
He just
Has
just does
he
this.
greeted Cypher yet? I don't think he's greeted
No.
Cypher yet.
no,
So he walks up to you.
Cypher was told to just freeze.
Hi.
I'll just pull out my little marble.
Stop.
High five. It's called.
What's that?
You've never given
No
a high
why.
five?
No why. No why. I don't know. Why. Call it. People do. But this happens.
Why do you do it?
It's just a fun little moment of celebration. Kind of like clapping,
Oh.
but with another person.
Oh, it's friend clapping.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a friend clapping, and it's so cute. I'm not crying, I swear. I haven't taught it much of anything else. Basically, I believe it's learning off of my input. I don't know. I don't think anybody else has told it to do something yet, so I don't know exactly how this is working.
Enzo. Say. And then Instrix, she's gonna say hello.
Teach it a different language right off the bat.
She knows exactly what she's doing.
Ben has scheming face.
You look at it and say hello, and it just goes.
Oh.
I'll be right back.
Listen to
Cypher.
other people, he does not.
Cypher walks over to the alley, and mostly for the. I think you guys all met the Kimra and the rats.
Mhm.
So she's leaning against the wall, talking to Cypher. I think there's a letter for you on Taroj Private Eye's door that you should probably go check out.
Okay.
We have, because, we're concerned with you and we want to make sure your friends are good. I've got a few of the rats keeping their eye on your friends to make sure they're getting up to, not getting up to no good. And
No.
Greeble disappeared. Like, we don't know where he went, but there's we saw him over at Viola's and now we can't find him again. So I'm not sure if someone grabbed him or what, but she hasn't come out, and I don't want to send one of the boys in because that's not their job. So I'm just letting you know.
And there's a letter from me.
No, there's just a letter. Greeble walked up and put a piece of paper on the door, and then we lost sight of Greeble. We lost him.
Oh, for all of us. Okay.
I don't know who it's for, but Greeble left the letter.
For
I'm just
someone.
letting you
Okay.
know that you guys should all probably go back over to her place.
Okay. Thank you.
We're still
Yes.
looking for him. He's not hard to lose, or he's hard to lose, but we're hoping that the kid that was paying attention to him just got distracted.
I was sitting there for so long. Okay, thank you. I'll let them know.
And run back out of the alley.
We have to go to Viola's. Greeble's gone.
What?
Just come with me. I just start running.
Okay. And Aaron and Erin's gonna go. I'm assuming Corman will go after her.
Yep, absolutely.
I'll start running and then stop on the road. Kenzo, come.
He's in the middle of showing someone a rock and just goes.
With the rock.
He didn't write the programming to handle this new situation with the rock.
He's just running after you holding the rock.
He has the program, the ability to, yeah.
All right. So you all head back up to get to the stairs, and sure enough, a piece of paper is taped outside of Viola's door, and she hasn't come out yet. Like, still might be in there. But there's a folded up, like just folded in half, taped up piece of paper.
I'll do the knock that we had seen was like the safe knock. I can't remember what it was off the top of my head. I just remember we had one.
You grab the paper first, or are you knocking to see if Viola's in there?
Probably grab paper, hand off to one of the twins, or Rio, or whoever's like nearest.
Okay.
Erin was right behind Cypher, so she's immediately gonna be like, and then hand it to her brother.
Playing fucking hot potato with this fucking letter.
Yeah.
So Corin opens it and is looking at it, studying it as you knock on the door. And Viola opens the door. Good morning. I apologize for my outburst. Of course, when Greeble didn't come home last night, I felt that maybe he stayed with one of you, but I'm not going to kick him out of here. Obviously, he needs a place to stay, and it should be with one of us. I apologize for my outburst. He's what? And Corin looks at the letter and hands it up to Viola, who reads aloud.
Dear Miss Viola and everyone, I'm sorry for getting everyone mad at me. I just wanted to help us get to that Braethalen place a lot faster and easier. I've seen you all working so hard and thought maybe it would be okay to take the easy way. But since I did that, it seems like everyone is mad at me. So I think it's best for everyone if I just leave. Don't come looking for me. You won't find me in Zot and Braethalen, so just don't try. Love, Greeble. And Zot says bye, too.
And with that, we'll end for our next session. So, thanks for playing, everybody. Zach, you murdered the cameras. Come back on camera real quick for me.
Yeah, come back. I was like, show the camera back on.
I'll definitely put up a missing sign, but for next time. But thanks for hanging out and playing with us today, everybody. I'm sorry it was a later session, a little shorter because we had a late start. Had some dad stuff to do, and I ran in the door 15 minutes after start time, so I appreciate everybody staying behind and waiting for us. So, yeah. Glad to be back. Last few weeks were crazy. We got a few more weeks of normal, and then I'm on a week of vacation, so I think there might be a one-shot in the works, maybe?
Oh, that's right. We're doing the wedding thing at one point, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe might be a wedding one-shot. So, yeah, that's all we got for you. Love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll see you next time. Bye, friends.
Bye.
Bye.